And we're live! Good evening, guys! How are you? I hope I'm not too loud. I'm watching my mic. I think it's okay. Let me know how the audio is and I can adjust it, of course. Good evening again! Oh, sorry, afternoon for UK at the moment. Here in Holland it's 6:15. So, I have quite a program for you tonight. Yes, it's weekend. Frank, hi. Peter, SoundCloud, Android Talk, hi, good evening. Again, ask me anything if you have any question or idea to discuss. Let me know in the chat and I put it on the program and I hope we have time to discuss it. Well, again, as I said, I have a lot on my mind, a lot of things to discuss this week. Let's walk through the program. Maybe that's best first. There are two Franks online at the moment. Thank you. Good evening. Alright. I want to introduce a new category tonight. That's the very off-topic things that kept me busy this week. So we'll just name a couple of those things from this week. I think you will like it. But the on-topic topics this week will be about the ZX Go, or what I'm not doing with it at the moment. The giveaway status, we've reached the 800 subscribers and we're going forward to the 900 one. Then I was asked for an interview, I want to share it with you. New ESX DOS has been released, which is great news, I think. Might have been 3 years or something since the last release, so everyone is very happy with the update. And there's more news about it, which I will discuss in a moment. I really like to share with you what you most probably have heard already, the news about the next case, the ZX Spectrum next case. I think it's great what the team is doing, with Henrique, of course, as a project leader. Let's see what I've got more on my mind for you. Oh yeah, of course. I want to show you what I've done for my DivMC interfaces for the customers with the new ESX DOS release. And I want to talk about the Div IDE interface, which is available again. And I think I must keep it with that because when we discussed all of this, it was probably an hour has passed, or maybe an hour and a half, we'll see. But still, if you have anything to ask to me to discuss or something, let me know. Ask me anything. I'm not promising I won't answer any question, but you can always try, of course, no problem at all. Hey, Xelior, good evening. Let's see, first topic. Oh yeah, very off-topic things that kept me busy. Well, last week I did a regular car checkup and annual checks, which are of course mandatory, and everyone must do that with the car all then 3 years, I think. So that's one. It wasn't a problem. It was just a regular maintenance. But of course, you always see that after a couple of days, we went to the zoo last weekend, and when we drove home, suddenly my fifth gear it got out of fifth gear. So the motor was only spinning up, and I didn't know what was happening. I'm not scared very quickly, so it wasn't a problem. But okay, we drove home. I kept my hand on the gear handle, and no problem at all. So I called the garage, and they told me that most probably it will be a very expensive repair. So I thought the maintenance was very good last week, but after all, I now have to do a repair of about 1,000 euros extra. And as what is that called in English? Let's see. The clutch plates need to be replaced soon. After all, it was needed already. I will do that at the same time. So 2,000 euros bill will come soon. But it's normal, you know. But of course, it's keeping me busy. I want to drive this car until it has 1 million kilometers on the counter. So I will just spend the money. Okay, enough about cars. I'm not a real car enthusiast. Most likely I would like to spend more time and money on cars if I had the money. Summer is coming. It's getting hot already. It's 25 degrees here in Holland today. It's a bit foggy, so it feels very hot, but it's not a problem. No, not 100,000. No. 100,000? Did I say that? No, I mean 2,000. I have to spend 2,000 euros. Okay, summer is coming. I spent a lot of time and money on the reconstruction of ByteDelight headquarters here, workplace, and I spent a lot of 3 days off my work, a lot. I don't think I will go to a real summer holiday place like Spain or something, I don't know. Not this year. We went to Portugal last year. The year before that was Spain. It was very nice, but this year we will skip that. But we will still, of course, need the time off. So we will go a couple of days to Disney and to Paris and maybe some other things like the zoo last weekend. We like Disney a lot, so I think we go about every year to Disney now. Sometimes even twice a year, but we don't do that often because it's very expensive. But we will go again in a couple of weeks for a couple of days, and we will most probably have the time of our lives. And if I work in Disney, I'm really a small kid. So please don't come visit me in Disney because I'm a completely different person there. 28, okay. I don't know, you know. I don't know 28 because my air conditioning. So it's 21 here, as you can see. Let me see if you can see. Yeah, you can see 21. It's perfect here for working. But I know you're gonna say you spend way too much time, and I think yes, you're completely right. But it's because I still have a backlog and I want to catch up with the backlog. I'm trying that for weeks now. I think next week it will be very good, Peter. Let me see for you. Let me see. Next week in Holland. Okay, this is not what I wanted to see. I will check for you. Next week it's for 14 days. Okay. I have to get back on what I said just a second ago. On Monday it will be... Oh, it's still hot. It's 29 degrees, but there's a lot of rain during the next week, in the beginning of the week. At the end of next week it's a lot better. And you were here for... When will you arrive? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what Frank says. It's warm, but it's very a lot of rain expected. So take your umbrella. You will be safe. But don't use a metal umbrella because you will be struck by lightning. You don't like that, I think. Yes. Alright, back to my program. So I'm getting ready for some time off, and I really need that because I'm very, very stressed. Another thing that kept us busy as a family is that my son will go to high school after the summer, which is quite a big change for him. Our family has a lot of people with artistic aspects in our characters, and he's one of them. So we spoke a lot with teachers on the school, visited some high schools during the last months, and decided to, and that was his decision as well, so it's not a problem, to get him to a high school with extra attention for people like my son Stefan. And the best thing is, most probably he will like the school a lot because it's more on his level. And anyway, it's a big change. He needs to drive a lot farther on his bike, and it's exciting for him, of course. But that's where some things that kept us busy. We were at school last Wednesday for some discussions, but it's going to be well, I think. And most important, tonight I have pretzels. I don't know if every kid has had pretzels when he was young. I hope you did, because I really like pretzels. I like both of them. You know, the sticks and the real pretzels. And I like this ones from Jumbo from the supermarket here in Holland, because this one have lots of salt on the sticks and the pretzels. So I like that a lot. But I need a lot of water, of course, for that. All right. I like thunderstorms, guys. Even when I'm sitting here just below the roof, I really like thunderstorms, so let them come. So pretzels is the big news from today, which is very off topic, but I like them. Okay, this week's topics. The first one, the ZX Duo. Last week I unpacked some parts for the portable ZX Spectrum. I want to try to get working. But I did not have any time last week to go continue on that project. Okay, so I will come back to that because I think it would be great if people can just assemble a ZX Go or a portable ZX Spectrum themselves. The only thing I then need to supply is an instruction, of course, and the case, which I think won't be too much work or trouble for me. But still, it's not going to stop. I just need more time to focus on it. And last week I mainly focused on production as always, but also on the new ESXtos release, which I will come back to in a couple of minutes. The giveaway status. So we reached 800 subscribers. At the moment we're 812, I think. Let me check. Let me check. You guys probably can see it faster than me, but I have the benefit that I'm a couple of seconds before you, so there's always a lag. Oh, 8:13. We're at 8:13 now at the moment. So, if you want to get a chance for a free Pro 1 interface, which I have here. Just a second. I'm back. So, if you like to win this Pro 1 interface with 2 SD card slots, with SD card, of course. I don't understand why some people sell them without SD card, but anyway, with throughput edge connector, very important, I think, with 2 joystick ports, and okay, the cool case. Just let me show it again. I think it's very cool and fits any Spectrum very nicely. So if you want to get a chance to win that, just subscribe. But I know all people who are watching live at the moment have subscribed already. But if you know someone who hasn't, or you have some way of reaching more people, even if they don't like ZX Spectrums or anything else about retro computers, but you want to get a chance to win this Pro 1 interface, then have them subscribed. I don't mind if they are interested in ZX Spectrums or not. Of course, it's better because I like to talk with people who like ZX Spectrums. But anyway, so 900 is the next goal, the next milestone, and we will do the random picker thing again when we reach that, and I hope it will be in a week or two. We'll see. Okay, let me check, because I was talking to Jamie today about something, and I need to check if he agrees to share it with others. I'm not sure if he already sent that info to me. Man, I have so many messages. Where is that mail? Just a second. And I have so many places to check, because I have the Facebook uploads, I have the Facebook messages, the message requests, and now I have the ByteDelight channel. So if I want to see who sent me a message on the ByteDelight channel, I have to go to the ByteDelight channel, and then I have to click on, oh man, I always forget, oh yeah, my mailbox, of course. Yes. Alright. I just want to share the stream with Jamie as well. I have his permission to talk about it, so that's good. Alright, and now I can show you, because Jamie sent me a list of questions for, what was it called? Oh man, I forgot. I have way too many windows open at the moment. It was a retrovideogamer.co.uk, so I will open the website for you now so you can watch it with me. There it is, retrovideogamer.co.uk. So this is his website, and he does lots of interviews with people, and he asked me if I wanted to do an interview with him, and of course I will. I have to find his list of oh yeah, here it is. Okay, there it is. I need this one. These are the questions he sent me. I will check them out, and of course I will post once the interview is uploaded on his website. I think the website is very cool. There's lots of interesting talks with lots of people, and Jamie told me it's not his business. He just does this as a hobby, so it's great. It's really great that someone can create such an awesome website. And there's lots of things to check out for myself still. So I just browsed over the website and didn't get into all the details. But check it out, retrovideogamer.co.uk. I think it's cool. Alright. So that's something what is coming up. Now talk about the new ESX-DOS 086. There was a lot of discussion on the mailing list of the development of the new release. Maybe I can show you some bits of it, not all. You can always apply to that mailing list. I will show you all the discussions here. Lots of things have been discussed throughout the last weeks, from March, about March I think, yes. So in March Miguel opened the mailing list and started the discussions, because he found some time to continue on the development, which is great. And I know he's very busy, just like anyone else, but he still spent a lot of time on development on this release. Of course, people were expecting not a major release, 0.9, and it will come, but he said, since that release takes a little bit longer, I just want to continue on this release 086. So we worked on that throughout the last 2 months, and finally sent a simple mail that it was released. Let me see, it was on 18 May. ESX-DOS final has been publicly released. So that's what I shared on Facebook, of course. I'm not keeping that for myself. and I wrote some things for myself. I wrote down some notes that I had to update my manuals and websites, and even of course the ROMs and the SD cards for the VMC interfaces, and that took me way too much time. But anyway, I had to do it because I think it's a very cool new release, especially for the for the auto boot feature. Nice. I'm reading the comments. I see. Oh man, I already missed a couple. Let's see. Hi, Chen. Good evening. 8-Bit Dreams. Good evening. Androtalk. Good evening. Let's see. There's a question. I found it plus D design. Ordered PCBs. Built one. It doesn't work. Yeah, it could be anything. I'm not sure which design you used, but I'm not sure where I started with my plus D Lite. I'm not completely certain. But it's always when you start with developments, your mind is completely focused on the development. And once it's completed, then you forget 90% of all the work. So don't ask me too much about the design at the moment. And I'm wondering why you would do your own design for a plus D, because there is the original plus D you can buy on eBay or somewhere else. Still, I have a couple of them in stored somewhere. You have the one from Syntec. I think he still sells them. It's the exact clone of the plus D. And you have my plus D Lite, of course, which is available from ZXspectrum.shop. So they are still available a lot. And I know there's always are some details you have to keep in mind, like if you remove the printer port, you have to what did I do? I also removed some parts for the printer port, and the ROM tried to initialize the printer port by communicating with those parts. So the ROM had to be changed a bit. And what did I do? And more was something else. I forgot, and I'm not sure. I tried some SMD parts, but didn't work well, so I had to get back to some DIL parts. I'm not sure why the SMD parts didn't work. So it's an old, complicated interface, and you have to get the correct GAL chips, of course, because the PALs aren't available anymore, and you have to get the correct programming file for the GAL chip. So it's really a lot of work. I've done it once, and once I succeeded, I made what's it? Let me check how many I made at the moment. Plus D. I made 60 of the plus D lights at the moment, so it's not that much, but still, I think the plus D or any disk interface for a ZX Spectrum is a very cool thing to have, because it's very, very different from using SD cards, and I really like using floppies. I still do. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, so you found the mailing list. If you want to subscribe to the mailing list, I'm not sure if anyone is accepted there, because I think Miguel does accept the request himself. But I think mostly people who contribute to development are welcome. But be careful with Miguel, because let's just have him spend time on the development of the new A6 versions instead of spending time on, I don't know. Be careful with the mailing list, because I think it's an important communication source for him, but only for development. He has his own private life, of course, and I'm really happy he spends time on the development of ESXDOS. But continuing on ESXDOS, so 086 was released. I'm not sure if, why not? I can put on the introduction I made in the back here. But I think it's too far away for you to see properly what's happening. Where's my mini? Here's my mini. this one isn't auto-booting, so I have to get another card. So this is the auto-boot card. And it should automatically put up the introduction. Let's see. And this is what I like the best. Yeah, there it is. I will zoom in and do it again, because I can understand it. You cannot see anything from there. Let's see what happens if I try to zoom in. Alright, we're going to zoom. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah! Yeah, that's it. Alright, oh, I cannot zoom in any further, I think. It doesn't want me to. Okay. Well, it's better than nothing, you know. Oh, maybe this works. Ah, yes, look at that. Okay, oh. Alright. So, I'm curious if you can see anything, but I will boot it up again, so you can see what happens when you auto-boot it. I think you cannot read it, but you'll get it. You get the point. Look at the logo, man. It's great, you know. I want to add some more graphics, so I have to convert some things like ESX's logo and maybe a picture of my head. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Sorry, I'm just joking. I'm not sure what to add, but if you have anything in mind, this just shows the compatibility with file formats and ZX spectrums and some features of ESXDOS. It's just nice to that it's possible. It took me quite some time to get a vertical scroller. Maybe that's something to share with you, because I was trying to do it the easy way, just copying some Z80 assembly routine from Google, and I found a couple, and I put them in a text file, and I thought, well, just get a text file on the SD card, load it in Tornado, and the Tornado assembler I use, and get it running. But that didn't work at all. Tornado doesn't like plain text files. Tornado has its own text format, so it saves it in an ASCII file, but it's still made up specifically for Tornado, so that didn't work at all. The next thing I attempted was cross assemblers, but I don't have any experience with cross assemblers on a PC. So that failed as well. I got some tips from people on Facebook where I asked the question on which one do you use. But in the end, I just got over to the ZX Spectrum, started Tornado, and typed in the program. And it wasn't that hard to develop, of course. It was only, 20-40 lines for a vertical scroll. It's very simple routine. So. And the main part is in BASIC, as I always do. So the fast scrolling and you have to do in machine code, and but the rest you can do in BASIC just fine. So all the text is in data lines and BASIC. I like the old school way, you know. Right, let me get some water because my throat is getting rough. Oh, I can hear Jean-Michel Jarre in the background. With so I don't know which game or demo that is, but let me look. Oh, it's Kronos. I think it's I'll show you. I'm not sure if the music belongs to the game which is shown at the moment, but this is the music I'm playing. Of course, from a YouTube video. It's 3.5 hours. I didn't know Kronos 128 had this music, so I have to play it because I like Jean-Michel Jarre. Alright, well, let's get back zoomed out so you won't see only my eye, which is very scary, I think. Don't you think? Ah, there I am. Alright. I thought I was more in the middle. Okay, now I'm in the middle. Anyway, where was I? Yes, so except for the auto-boot program and the updates on the SD card and the ROMs, I have to change a lot, of course, always, because I have a stock of these cards and a stock of ROMs and all sorts of things. So I have to do all the ROMs and SD cards again. But I just wanted to finish that. And I did it, and today I worked on the manuals. I have 4 different diff-MC or diff-ID interfaces, so I had there was a lot of work on the manuals as well. And because ESXTOS runs on both, on all storage interfaces I sell at the moment, I could just copy-paste most of the parts of the manuals, but still it's a lot of work because every line has to be checked if there's... I think my... oh. Huh? That's strange. What the hell happened? OBS disconnected again. I hope you're all still here. I'm not sure. Well, let's check my data settings, OBS settings, because I don't think... Okay, I have a high bitrate. Should I lower the bitrate then? You live in the other side of Eindhoven, Frank, so you're not a problem. Now I want to keep 60 FPS, but I can just lower it to, let's say, 20,000 kilobits per second. Let's see what happens. Okay, change it now, so in a couple of seconds you might see a bit drop in quality. Leg dat in maar daarin, Slik. Leg het daar maar neer, zei ik. Kom. Let's see. Okay, so it's lowered now to 20,000 instead of 51,000. Oh, what's going on with... Okay, I think it's just reloading. Yeah, okay. So, did you see any change in quality?
Dat was het?
Ik heb niet tegen jou.
Nee, maar dit was het, want je belt.
Nee. No change in quality? Strange. Alright. Oh, okay, let's keep it this way. Maybe it's better. Oh, you're not joking, Frank. I thought you were joking. Alright, it's yeah. That's because I'm leaving Nexus. I work at the Nexus, you know. Eindhoven was taken over, what is it, 2 years ago or something? It was Ascent, no, was it? No, the local company. I'm not sure what the name was, but it's now from Nexus, and I still work there, but not for long. So because I'm leaving Nexus soon, and lots of things are coming together at the same time. So it's stressful, as I told a lot. But I really like the change. Nexus? No, Nexus. No, it's a utility company who take care of electricity, you know, and that sort of thing. I'm not being assimilated. I only worked there for 17 years. I've done a couple of different things, but I started there. It really was my first serious job. I've done some other things. Well, let's not say it was my first serious job because I worked at a computer company, ByteDelight. I worked there for about 4 years. I always wanted to work at a computer company, so I worked at ByteDelight, and when I got away, I hated it. And now I work at Nexus, so when I go away, you know what I want to say. And now I work for my own company, which is a computer company with development, with software programming, with cool production stuff throughout the whole year and every day. I'm not bothered with people with bad tempers or characters or something, or narcissists, or you know what I want to say. And of course there are a lot of good people at where I work at Nexus, but I think it's okay. I worked there for 7 years. The last 3 years I tried to develop myself as a Scrum Master and a coach, a trainer and that sort of thing. But there are a lot of bad things happened at our IT department, and I never wanted to get involved with management stuff. I really hated that always. Not exactly, not especially the people, but just management. I'm someone who likes to create results and be working on developments and operational stuff, not bothered by management stuff, which is in a company like ours is a tough topic. Management. I know people have their reasons, but I like being busy with technical stuff, you know. So that's why no, it's not 7 years, it's 17 years. 17. And I'm only 41, you know, so it's half my life almost. But that's what I said. It started there. It was my biggest job until now. But I think I learned the most from ByteDelight, really, because it was a small company when I started to work there. I started to work there when we were working in some kind of barn. So I was handling all kinds of new computer stuff every day, and I ended in a very large workplace in a couple of years. So I really liked that. I worked at the what's it called? Oh man, my English sometimes. I worked in the stock room where all the CPUs and all the motherboards were stored. So I did order picking for every PC which was assembled. Yeah, I was in the Kroonhoefstraat, but I didn't work in the shop, Frank. I worked in the back. So I really liked the time there. I always have some problems with people. I know it's my character. It's mainly because because of my autistic parts of my social character. It's sometimes hard for me to work with others at the same time. It's not tea, it's coffee. But anyway, what I liked throughout the last 4 years is how easy it is to work with people by Facebook, because you always have to think before you say something, and that's far more easy than working with people on the same desk, I think. Of course, it has its benefits working on the same desk, especially when you're in development team. But I think at Nexus at the moment, I must be happy if I spend half the time working on developments, and the other half is concerns about management and organizational stuff, and that's nothing for me, you know. I don't like that. So I have to leave, and I'm about to leave. But it's a good company. It really is. Nexus is a good company if you like to step in the world of climate change control and energy transition. That's what it's called in Europe, of course. There's a really lots of cool stuff going on here in Holland with utility companies like Nexus. One project, for example, which isn't a secret, so I think I can share it. I worked on was for the English word for corporations of houses. It says housing corporation. Okay, you know where people can rent a house. There was one in Den Bosch where I worked, who worked with Nexus to get a graphical representation in 3D for about which streets, because it was anonymous data. We only could share anonymous data. Which streets use the most energy. So the corporation could decide which house blocks were to be renovated first to so they used less energy in the future. And I think what we did there in a couple of those projects was really cool, and I really like what I've learned from oh man. Social topics. Okay, social topics. What happens in the world, you know? Anyway. You mean? Oh, hi, hi, Jamie. You mean that setup? I don't think it's much. I think if I had more space, I would probably have a corner for each brand. So this is the Sinclair corner, and most probably I need one for Commodore and one for Atari in the future. I'm not sure how we'll solve that in the future. So, enough about the Nexus. The work is going to change. I worked at ByteDelight. I worked at what's it called? V&D. What's the name of that? Department store? Where? No, department store. I worked at V&D, which was a shop that sold about everything. So PCs, clothing, you name it. Household things. They sold everything. And it got bankrupt a couple of years ago, which didn't surprise me because management was very bad there. People were very lazy in management there. When I worked there, and that was 20 years ago, so over 20 years ago. But I worked there. That was my first job. Then I got to ByteDelight, and then I got to Nexus. So that's my career until now. And I decided to do this because this is what I do best, and I really like it. And I hope it will be a success in the future, near future. So I'm not sure, Lacto, because from what I saw is that they just responded so slow to changes in demand. And I remember that we had the crazy days, and I'm not sure what the name was there, but anyway, you know, the days where all the how do you call it? All the cheap prices. The sales, yeah, all the sale price, of course, all the sales, man, what is today with me? All the discounts, all the days with discounts. Sometimes there were people pushing at the doors before opening, but it got in a couple of years. I think in less than 3 years. There was almost no attention anymore for that, for some reason, and I heard that because the margins on electronic stuff and more was getting very low, and of course I can believe that, but still I think if you have the correct marketing, you can still sell a lot. The sun is very shiny at the moment because the clouds are moving, so it's not me. I'm not radioactive or something. Anyway, that's where I worked back then, and that's where I learned a lot about sales, because I was talking with people all day. Then I worked at ByteDelight, so I learned a lot. I don't have the feeling I learned a lot. I just had the feeling I could just practice a lot on computers, and I really liked that. And I worked at Nexus and learned how a professional company with 5,000 employees or something. How that works, and sometimes how it not works, and now I go to doing my work, which I think I should have done when I was not even 20. So, but I know I wasn't up to that back then, and. Some Dutch people in the community here know me from back then, when I was 17, 18 or something, because I visited very many ZX Spectrum user days. I visited some friends. I remember visiting Steven Drisse bijvoorbeeld, for example in Den Bosch. Steven Drisse who is very well known in the Sam Coupé community. He's on Facebook as well. And I know I made so many mistakes back then. I wasn't the quality of my work wasn't very good, and I even wasn't thinking of producing lots of hardware. It was just playing and experimenting. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's no way of making a living from that, of course. Let's see, there were a couple of questions. Jamie asked, do you have any plans to get into game publishing of homebrew titles? I have no idea what's involved with that. If I had the time, I would probably do game development myself or development of other software. I'm not sure. But if you like, maybe it's an idea to just also offer games on my web shop. I don't see any problems with that. The only problem sometimes is like we're in a discussion with some other companies in the same scene, is that the margins are not that high, and if you want to buy some stuff back to back from one of those other companies, the question is if it's worth the money, because I have to spend time, I have to pay VAT and that sort of thing, and sometimes it's just not worth the money. That's a problem. So we have to see. If you want a good outlet for your games, Jamie, then yeah, let's discuss it. No problem at all. Of course, I would like to widen my web shop. The only problem is time. I don't have employees at the moment. Not for the next 2 years, I think. So I must be careful with that. But maybe we can just dropship things, or for example, I've discussed it with more people already. But I know Peter is also interested in those sort of things. So let's discuss it at another time. You know, I really like coffee. I didn't have many today because I was working. Okay, back to the program. So, ESXDOS 086 with auto boot and limited 128 basic support, which I'm discussing at the mailing list at this moment because I still haven't got it working. But manuals are updated. Website. Oh yeah, that's maybe cool to show you. I updated the firmware update website. Let me show you. So here it is. The upgrade instructions for any ESXDOS interface, but aimed at my interfaces, because I show some screenshots of the jumper settings and dip switch settings, of course, are here, and I just updated this. Maybe I can just add that it's updated today. Updated 25 May. Update. I think it's good to add information here. Okay, it's updated. So I added some photos 2 hours ago for the video ID interface, all the different MMC versions you can see here. I added information that the eProtect utility is not mandatory for diff IDE users, only for diff MMC users. I corrected the link to the latest ESXDOS release because there was the old link was still there. So I think it's a lot clearer now. So if you want to share it with anyone who was asking for it on Facebook, just share it, and you can. I think you can Google for ESXDOS firmware update or something, and I would expect you to. No. It's not coming to my website at the moment. I'm not sure why. Did I put upgrade in there? Maybe upgrade. Oh, I think it has to. That's a problem. I put a diffMC in there in the past. So yeah, if you put diffMC in it will find it. But just change the title to ESXDOS because it's wider, of course, than only diffMC interfaces. So that's why you're not finding it by just entering ESXDOS firmware upgrade. Anyway, I hope it will be, what do you call it, indexed very soon by Google again. You can force it some way, I'm not sure how, but check that out later. Let's see if there are more discussions going on, because I'm not keeping track of everything at the moment. Whoa, lots of questions. Thank you, Lecto. What's new in 086? So Autoboot 120k support, some bugs are solved. Let's just get the release. Oh, you're watching. Let's just get the release notes. I will show you. It's no secret. So here are the release notes. There have been some updates in the TierDOS navigator. I haven't checked that myself. Beta 48 support has been added. Not sure what the difference is with TierDOS. I have to check. There are some new and updated dot commands. I'm not sure which are new. I think make TRD and the 128 dot command, and maybe launcher. I haven't checked what that is. But also some updates of tape in, tape out. I have to check what the differences are, and some more changes in the newest version. Let's see if there's anything else. I think it's the most important stuff. There's more in the release notes. Where can you find the release notes? Yeah, they are in the package you can download when you download the new version, so you can just read them yourself if you want to. And of course, I really like Miguel gives his thanks to me and some other guys, of course, which is great. He's a great guy and very busy. All right, let's click some things away. Ah, okay. Great. Thank you, Frank. So once you find the ES6 upgrade page, then you will get to my website at the end. Yes, Frank. I just have to, you're reminding me because I did all the updates of the cards and this sort of thing, but I still have some stock of the Pro ones that I need to update. So I will put it here. For me to remember that I have to update those two. Where was the interface itself? Oh, here. That one. I think every interface. Okay, let's do it complete and this ones have to be updated as well. And that was some old stock. I think those are all. But I even, if you like the video I made of the ByteDelight player, I will show you just a sec, because I really like playing videos on the ZX Spectrum. You must have seen it. Just have to put the sound down for a sec. Okay. And now let's play the video again. Where is it? Sorry, I uploaded the Fortnite video. Have you seen it? Just a sec. I will show you. I will show. I have to. I want. There are some of those small keyboards with OLEDs on it, and you can use that for example, OBS and switch between scenes, and that would be great in the future. So I can push a button and it switches scene. So I'm now switching to the scene where you can watch my second monitor. Last week I made this video. No, there should be some audio. Oh, there's audio, I think. Oh no, there's no audio in this. Oh, I'm not sure. Anyway, I converted a video of someone playing Fortnite, and it's so much fun to see it on the ZX Spectrum. But I think you guys already seen it. So, if you like Fortnite, this is even better. It's 8-bit Fortnite. And if there would be a port to the ZX Spectrum of Fortnite with this quality, I think everybody in this world would buy a ZX Spectrum. Don't you think? It's so cool seeing this working. And it's even with sound, but the sound is very low, so at the moment you can hear it. But the other video I uploaded, let me see where it is. This one. I boosted the sound a bit, so you can hear it a bit better. It's in a diff IDE interface, which I also got ready with the new ESXDOS. So I really like that works on the ZX Spectrum. Anyway, this is the new manual for the div-ID interface, with of course all the details. And this is the div-ID interface with the compact flash card, on which you can play the videos which I just showed, for example. I just didn't upload them or include them on the compact flash card, but I can do that if anyone wants that. They're available in the web shop, and you can also play the WAV files and do lots of other things. I think it's very cool to do that on the ZX Spectrum, because it's really what a ZX Spectrum can do about at its maximum. I'm getting lots of messages from lots of sites. Anyway, yeah, Fortnite. I didn't play much Fortnite today. Oh, okay, no, this is a lie. I did. That's my way of relaxing, but it's of course not relaxing, so it's really bad. It's just like the dentist last week when I was playing trance music, when I was laying in a chair, and she said it wasn't calming me down, but I think it is. Anyway, it's just my way of getting relaxed, but I'm definitely not relaxed because I think it's air conditioning. My neck is a bit aching today. It's because of the cold here and the wind in my neck. Anyway, yeah, 3D rendering at that level, that would be great, doesn't it? yeah, GPDR, yeah. Man, I gotta love those mails. Oh man. I think I got, 200, 300 of mails about the new privacy laws in Europe. I think maybe more, 300, 400 maybe, because for every company I use a new email address, and even if you're not doing that, you will get a mail from every company you ever visited. If you still want to receive their mails, it's ridiculous, but it's really off topic, of course. Yeah, I didn't do anything with GDPR at the moment because I don't send mails out to people without asking their permission. I will in the future. I have no idea if I can just ask people before they wanted that themselves from a website or something. And I'm not sure. I have to check. I have to read some documentation about it. But at the moment I don't have time for that. But anyway, yeah, it's crazy. All the mails from privacy laws. Yeah. But I can imagine that even I have to follow the rules for sending people mail in the toekomst, and in the future. Sorry, that was Dutch. I'm not sure why I started to speak Dutch. Anyway, where was I? We were still talking about ESXDOS, I think. The new release. Oh, let's put on the music again because it's very quiet. Ah, that's better. New Time Pac-Man is the game which is showing at the moment. Anyway, hope it's not too loud. Let me know if it's too loud. I have to get things on one screen again because this is not working at all. Why doesn't this work, man? Get there, get over there. Yeah, now. Ah, man. Okay. Yeah, put this there and put that there. Okay. Oh, of course, we're not finished with ESXDOS. I forgot something. David P.S., I'm not sure what his last name is exactly, I have it in a mail somewhere, but was the guy who released the enemy navigator, the other enemy menu for ESXDOS. And I was speaking with him, just a sec, it's the sun I think in my eyes. That's awful on webcam. I know, sorry. Okay, I just I want to get a pretzel, you know. Which one should I take first? You decide. I will wait for your answer, okay? I will wait for your answer. Oh, you want to see E6 updated live, Peter? I don't think I actually can. Well, I have a couple of interfaces here I can do it on, but it's a bit boring. It's just running some software. Oh my god. No, I don't drink my shirt. Come on, it's a cool shirt, you know? Have you seen it? And it came all the way from China. So it was as expensive as one of these pretzels, I think. The straight ones. The straight ones? I was hoping you would say the other ones, but okay, we'll get one of the straight ones. I think I was starting a sentence with about the pretzels. About, has any kid had pretzels in his youth? I hope so, because it really is nostalgia. One of those things, you know. And I'm still getting lots of Facebook messages, even now. They're so great. And I think they're low on calories. Yeah, they're quite low on calories, except when you eat all of them. You could do it, George. You could do it, George. What is that? No, I won't take them with chocolate. Yeah, they are. If I stay with only one, it will be low in calories. Man, these are salty. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. Wishful thinking. So David PS is working on the Enemy Navigator, and he is still working on it. He's actually testing if it's completely compatible with the new E6 and he told me he was also working on some improvements to get browsing through the file lists a bit faster and use less memory, because you only have a couple of kilobytes of memory available, and it's not only for code, you also have to use that same amount of memory for buffering of file names and that sort of thing, directories of course. So we're still working on that. The Enemy Navigator has the biggest benefit that it has the poke feature in it, already integrated, which makes it about as good as using a multi-phase. That's not an eating show, man. Come on. And the first show 2 weeks ago, I almost didn't eat pizza at all. I was just talking, you know. But of course I finished the pizza. I wouldn't dare to throw it away. So the Enemy Navigator, I really like it. I hope to include it in future interfaces when I sell them and when it's ready, because I only want to include it when it's good enough, and when I know when I've spoken to users with their experiences, because I have to include it in all the memory cards and manuals. I have to change the manuals again, which is a lot of work. Really is over a day work changing manuals if you want to do it correctly. So I think it did 5 today, 5 manuals I think. It's like editing videos, you know. If you want to do it, to give it some quality, you have to spend lots of time on it. I was even thinking of creating some kind of man, what's that word? Wait. Parameterized. Yeah, you know what I mean. Scripting, so the manuals will be updated throughout the whole product line with specific things for each interface at the same time. Yes, Enemy Navigator is great, but I think, Frank, maybe I would like to hear what you think. It's a bit slower when you browse through the list. And at first you couldn't use the numbered keys. You have to press shift on a 48K model, for example. But I understand from David that you can change that in one of the configuration files. But it's a bit slower than the enemy browser from UB880, I think. So I really hope you can increase the speed of browsing. Maybe it's slower because it's 64 characters a line, for example. I'm not sure. I hope you can increase the speed. What do you think of the speed, Frank, or anyone else? Is the speed good enough for browsing, or would it be better if it was as fast as the enemy browser? I'm not sure. Yeah. Let's encourage Miguel for the 0.9 release for the work on that, and I hope he continues on that soon, because that would be the best thing ever. If he succeeds in long file name support, I think he has done the best job in years for the ZX Spectrum community. I'm not sure if the speed is caused by lots of files. I don't know, Lacto. I think it's just his routines of getting through the list on the screen, for example. That's a bit slow. We'll see. Anyway, what I wanted to share with you is the email from the Kickstarter campaign of the ZX Spectrum Next. Let's see where I put that. Must be here somewhere. Yeah, update 33. I will share that with you. So here it is. Maybe I can get it a bit closer. He didn't show much. He only showed the back of the ZX Spectrum Next case. So not the inside. Most probably there are so many flaws inside at the moment that he doesn't want to show that. But he's showing the back, which looks great, I think. Not much more at this moment, but I really think that they're making good progress. This is so much work. Having a company do the design and for the mold, of course. Of course, rigged it, the modeling, and then cast it for a mold, cast a mold, and then have the first one printed or injected. This is one of the first. From what I can see, it looks good, but it's hard to see the details, of course. What surprised me is the membranes. They seem to create membranes especially for the Next, and I wondered if they could not have sticked with plus membranes, for example. I'm not sure. Don't remember exactly if the keyboard was that different from a plus keyboard, and I don't know. But this is it's very hard, because how many were sold? How many Next cases are sold at the moment? 500, 1,000 or something. So only for 1,000 membranes, it's a lot of work of creating a new design of a membrane. But of course, many people are expecting that sales will continue once the first Kickstarter has been completed. I really hope it for themselves, because I think they will sell a lot more of these machines once they are offered. because people really want one. And I can say that for sure because I sold my board for a lot more than I paid for it. Sorry, one of my boards. I still have one, of course. And I did a part 1 of using the next board, but I didn't succeed completely. I think it's a bit tough to use, get software and that sort of thing. There's no complete guide of how to use the ZX Spectrum Next as a ZX Spectrum. That's what I think. But I didn't read a lot because I have lots of other things to do. If some of you have a ZX Spectrum Next and know exactly what to do, help me out, please. Get in contact with me, and I really hope I can just. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. That's cool. I'm reading here now about Evgen here from Russia, which is a friend of me, and I talk to him a lot. And I was speaking. I didn't read this until now. I was speaking to him about something he shared with me on Facebook in a private message about a game he's developing for the next Power Blade 2. And is this the link where it shows the gameplay? Yeah. I was about to share it with you. Just put down the other music. I was about to share this with you because his team is it's a team from who was it? I won't open the Facebook message, of course, at the moment. But they're developing this game for. I have the complete name somewhere in my private messages because this is not a complete name. It's Power Blade something. They're developing it for the Next and for the ZX Spectrum itself. So you have two versions. This is the ZX Spectrum version. I will show you. Oh no, this is still the Next version. This is the ZX Spectrum version. And the gameplay, it looks really awesome. Look at that, man. And the music is also cool. If this is the game music, this must be a very big game, I think, for the ZX Spectrum then. And the next version, again, has even better graphics like this. So more colors and more details in the character. So switching between the two versions, as you can see. Man, I really like playing this game. It reminds me a lot of Batman games and those sort of games, which I liked a lot, but I think were way too tough for me when I was young. I almost struggled completing levels, but this looks very cool. And his team is working on it. Evgen has a very cool YouTube channel. This is his YouTube channel, Sinclair. The only downside for me, at least, is it's completely in Russian. So sometimes he posts videos with some of my stuff. There must be a couple of them. The Pro one, for example, is here. And I cannot. I don't know what he's saying. At least he gets a lot of lots of viewers at his videos. And he seems to be very experienced in video editing as well. So I really like what he's doing on the games with his team, and looking forward to the new releases from him. Okay. Now you were talking about a topic, Frank, about the plus membranes. Yeah, there's some things going on about those, and I'm talking about with a couple of companies at the moment about the membranes. I won't call names. Of course, I ordered a couple of from Peter. It's no secret, and he already knew that there was some problems with the last batch. We sorted it out. Did I send the other one back already? I think I sent the defective ones back, Peter. I'm not sure. Anyway, So we have, I think, 3 producers of those membranes at the moment. And now the question is, do we need 3? Not sure that's the best question. I don't know. I think the ones from China, maybe they're the ones from the Syntec are also from China. Not sure. But at least the ones from Georgia are great for the price. If they work, that's a problem. And I really hope Georgia will sort out the quality issues at the moment, because discussing getting membranes from maybe one of the other producers, but they're so much more expensive. So anyway, we'll see about that. I'll continue the discussion. I think the price from China are great, but the quality needs to be a bit more consistent, that's all. So we have to check. Yeah, well, triple layer, that's what I read, Peter. I think the plus membranes are triple layer already, aren't they? I'm almost certain. I don't know why they talked about those plus membranes. Oh, sorry, the next membranes being triple layer, because I think already they were for the plus. So I'm not sure what's the problem with that. It's not new, you know. Let's see. Anyway, so the next is coming. I think it won't take very long. I think they're working on the progress of the case, and I bet they will sort it out very soon. So I'm curious. Man, there's so many messages at the moment. Man, I'm getting crazy. I need more pretzels. Okay, my question to you guys. If you remember, how many pretzels did you try to put in your mouth at once in your youth? I mean these ones, the sticks. I think I did 5 or something. And now I will stick with 2, okay? I'm not encouraging anything or something, Frank. I remember my brother always was, I won't do that on camera, but was getting the salt off, you know. I won't. I think it's because I don't have any patience. I really never had a chocolate pretzel. I have no idea where you got them from. So good. All right. So it's 7:30 here. I think I'm about out of topics for this week. Is there anything more to share? Oh well, I still have to make an appointment with Wilco, a guy from Eindhoven as well, Frank, by accident. I visited him, I think 2 months ago to pick up a ZX Spectrum. He offered on Marktplaats, it's a local website here. And when I entered this main hall, I saw, what do you call it, reflow oven, a professional one, so not a small one but a large one. That's interesting. What happens now? What is happening now? I will tell you in a second, just a moment. So I was discussing with him that I was trying to. I was starting with a production line for retro computer add-ons with a pick and place machine. And I wanted to order very soon, and he said I'm about to order one of those myself, exactly the same one as I was speaking about. So he already ordered one because he was he already had the space and that sort of thing. And it's assembled at the moment. His one. I wasn't able to visit him yet, but I hope to visit him next week. And he allows me to make a video of the machine, although it's not in use at the moment. He's not using it already, but I can just show you the machine, and maybe I can get him to run something, because it's pretty important to have a machine that takes off all the manual work. So everything I do now by hand is done by the machine for 70%, I think, something like that, because of course the edge connectors cannot be done by the machine, and some more connectors and some interfaces just need to be done by hand, and for example the rainbow LED cases need to be done by hand, really handwork and manual crafting. So I hope to visit him very soon and order the machine myself. I'm not completely convinced that's the machine for me. I will show the website where we can order them. So this is it. This is the light placer. The website is not updated a lot. Pick and place machine for prototyping. But it's he makes all the software himself, and this machine has a camera which will calibrate each part exactly. So it places the parts very precisely, which is great. You see it's calibrating continuously. What you see now, which I don't like, is for this. What he suggests is to just tape down the parts on the desk where you have the machine installed, and that's not what I have in my mind. What I want to do is just use the reels, the original SMD reels. I don't have them yet, but I will buy parts on reels in the future. And because it's not a professional machine, it's a DIY semi-professional one, I could say. It's a prototyping machine. That's how he's selling them. But what I want to do is I want to use the reels, but I want to manually progress the tape for the next PCB, or for the next how do you call it, panel of PCBs, but not this way. This is way too time consuming, so this is not a solution for me. But once I use the reels, I think it will speed up my work with about 5 times, so that would be great. And it's not expensive. I think it's not expensive. It's a couple of €1,000, but it's really not expensive compared to professional ones. So can't wait. But of course there are things like Chinese pick and place machines, which are about the same price but are a lot faster. For example, I've seen this video in the past. This one is faster and already has the reels. You can see it here. I think a machine like this could be better because it's small in size, it's faster, but the downside is it doesn't have any cameras, so it's not precise. It just picks the part with it where it expects the part. And if you need, for example, to place a a larger chip. You have to exactly place it in some space where it can move or something, because if it moves, it won't be placed correctly on the PCB. So that's the downside of these machines, and there's nothing between these machines and professional ones for a decent price. I think €2,000 is a good price for a machine like this. And I think I prefer the light placer I was showing a second ago, because the light placer has the benefit that if anything is wrong, I think you can just get replacement parts and talk to this guy in English in Finland. So I think I prefer that one. I have to check, even if it's a lot slower. I think it's fast enough. If it can do one PCB in 2 or 3 minutes, I think for me it's okay, because count out the time. If you can do one in a couple of minutes and you put it in the oven with 2 PCBs at a time, you can do 30, 40, 50 PCBs a day, which for me is way enough. And maybe I can ask my wife to help me with operating the machine. Okay, what I was laughing at a second ago is a post from Dave on YouTube. Dave, YouTube suggested me to just a sec, to judge your comment if it's good or not, no good, because one of the words you used. So I can decide. It's funny. I can decide if I want to show that what you posted or not, and I won't. Well, anyway, no, it's not expensive, Peter. It's really affordable these times. It's like a 3D printer, you know. It's about the same level of complexity. The only difference is that it's more precise, and there are a couple of more parts involved, like a vacuum pump and some more things. No, not such a vacuum pump. I mean a professional one for these machines. Okay, that sounded wrong. I'm not going to order chocolate covered pretzels, man, stop it. I like chocolate, but last week I told you guys I was lowering on sugar. I'm not using sugar in anything at the moment. Really, not on anything. I'm even not using strawberry jam or something on my bread. I don't know if it's better. Just cheese and that sort of thing, you know. I'm really low in sugar, and I think that's good. But there's lots of sugars in many products, even in fruits, of course. So. Yeah, I'm not working on Commodore 64 products yet, but I need to get into that in the future. No, no, Frank, stop it. I won't order them. I definitely won't order them. I'm happy my wife is not buying chocolate at the moment, because if there's chocolate in the kitchen, it's gone by the same day, or night sometimes, which is even worse. Okay. If anyone has a suggestion for Commodore 64 products, I'm all open for that. But the problem is I still have projects for example, Atari. Talking about Atari, I got a really lot of Ataris last week. No, not last week. 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure. Man, can I remove yeah, I can remove those messages. If you are continuing about chocolate pretzels, I will just ban you from the channel. Oh man, I can do a lot here. I can give you a timeout. Okay, try me. Try me. Okay, that's a good excuse. No, I have an Atari 800 somewhere for a project I'm working on, which needs to be finished. I think I have the parts about 2 years in the house now. But it was before my new workplace now, of course. But I got a stock of Atari STs, so 520s and 1040s. and a Mega ST4 with a hard drive unit. And I did check them. I need to check if they work, and I got this cable last week from the great guy. What was his name? I think you know who he is from him. I really wonder how he gets these cables in this quality, because it's so perfect, man. The cables look so perfect. They look even a lot better than my RGB cables for Harlequin kits, which are nice as well, because I will show you. I think I have one here. Yeah. I manually craft them as well. And of course there's a label on it. Oh, you met him in person, yeah? Nice. Oh, Ian, yes, Ian is his name. So these are the cables I make for the Harlequin kits, and I know how much work it is, and it's not easy to sell them cheaply because of the time involved. So I wonder where he has made them, because I cannot believe that he does all the cables by himself. I think I spoke to him once a year ago that he was a bit ill and I couldn't do that much, I think. And wasn't his website down for a while because of his sickness? I'm not sure. Illness. Anyway, I wish him the best. And I think he's a really great guy and very easy to work with and talk to, and and that counts for a lot of our other guys as well, of course. Not for everyone, but because there are still some haters amongst the people in the community. I don't want to get involved, but I'm really happy with people who help me. How do you say that? Cope with those sort of characters. For example, someone told me, Ben, did you know that you can connect your Facebook account to Twitter? Like the how do you say it? Like the other companies do, you know what I mean. So I did that, and now if I post something on my ByteDelight Facebook webpage or on my timeline, it's automatically posted on Twitter. So for example, I posted a link to this live stream. That's why 16 people are watching at the moment. Let's see. Everything I post on Facebook now is also automatically posted on Twitter as well, and I think it's great because why is it not showing everything? Oh, it's only from today, I think. This is the timeline. It's very useful to have it at two places at the same time, because otherwise I would continuously have to think, do I want to post it on Twitter as well? And he told me that one of the other companies with the bad marketing strategy, in my eyes, post a lot on Twitter as well. So I'm doing that as well, and I like to be very positive and social, and I will never be that terrible to other companies like some people do. But I want to be professional, of course, and I have to make a living of what I do now. So I won't. I will just make better products. And if anyone is interested in how the sales are going, very well. I'm really selling dozens a month. What would it be? A couple of hundreds a month, I think. And it's going to be even better when I offer all my products on eBay, for example, because I'm not offering everything I have in my product line on all sales channels. Because if I would do that, I know at the moment my backlog will even increase more, and I'm still having lots of work at that corner for people who are waiting for it for far too long. I'll make it up with them, of course. But I must sort it out first. So a couple of things for the next weeks. Get my other job sorted out. And there will be really great news. The last contract I discussed with my boss had some paragraphs in it, which will, with which that my company will support me getting to my own company, ByteDelight, in a very good way. And I really like how Enexis is handling that and the support they deliver. So, man, wow, it's awesome. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, Frank, I think Frank, you know who I'm talking about. I don't want to say any bad words about it. The only thing I hate, or maybe the main thing I hate, is the way they try to make others bad for their own benefit. And there's absolutely no reason for that. Just the only reason is because one or more of those guys who work there have a very bad personality. So that's the only thing I can say about it. Once I experience something like that, it's not the first time, you know. You get it a lot when you have your own company. You have to deal with that, and they will never get my support in any way. I will not say a bad word about them, but it will never get my support anyway. That's the only thing I can say. And you know, I'm continuously developing new stuff, and I share a lot of that. I even have a closed Facebook group with other developers where I share things, and also some testers. It's more of a test group, I think, where with people who test my stuff. So I'm quite open. Of course, I cannot give away everything. That would be stupid because I have to make a living of this. But I don't make any things that there are. No, I don't have secrets about that, you know. I just want to develop new stuff, and there's so much to do, even in this niche scene. So why would another company compete with me? I have no idea. Maybe they don't like me for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's my hair. I don't know. What could it be? Maybe I talk too much. I know some people complain about that. Maybe I have troubles focusing. Yeah, that's completely true. I don't know. I don't know where they have problems. You can say they're entrepreneurs because they want to make as much profit possible. But really, get to another scene then. If you want to make profit, don't do it here. Not that way. Sorry, you may make profit, but not in that way. Come on, man. Scammers? What do you mean, Peter? What can I learn from what you're thinking? I don't know what you mean. eBay scammers? What do you mean? I don't know. Oh, you mean if someone says I didn't receive the item? It happens sometimes, but maybe once every quarter or something. Not often. it really doesn't happen often. And I think I try to get if someone complains about he didn't receive an item, which doesn't happen often. I think I can get through to him if it's really so, or if it's someone who's trying to scam me. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons, Peter, that I don't have a lot of products which I ship with for free. But I can imagine that if you do it and sell a lot of cheaper products, you have that more often. I can imagine that, yeah, and it's really bad why people would do that. But most of my products are the interface is from 40-50 pounds or something, and I wouldn't dare to ship those without registered shipment. So 99% of the shipments arrive without any problem. And if I have a problem, I will always sort it out. Sometimes I have a PayPal dispute or something, it's always sorted out. I don't have any open PayPal disputes at the moment. What do you mean, Frank? You mean the fill? Delivery fill? Sky from China. Really, about everything I order arrives without any problem, you know. I really order a lot from China. Last week, especially from AliExpress, for my kids. They like the squishies, you know. And I told them you can buy squishies for a lot less from China. So you won't believe this. I will show you a squishy from China, and I must say, here in Holland you have to pay €6 for a squishy, you know. Here, look at this. This is a squishy. And they're only 41 $. And really, they have lots of squishies for less than €1 or less than $1 with free shipping. So this one is 9 cents shipping to Holland. So I buy a lot in China for those prices for my kids. I have no idea if the colors on it are radioactive or something. But they're so cheap compared to prices here on marketplaces and other places. Anyway, this stuff I just order from AliExpress. Even Linus Sebastian, you know, the guy from Canada, bought some graphics cards from China last week from AliExpress. Look, this is a video card from AliExpress, you know, and it looks expensive, but really it's only 80% of the prices in Canada. So it's not expensive, but it turned out that the pieces used were quite a bit expensive. So, but you get what you pay for. It's the value is good enough for the price. And I don't remember that anything. Maybe one of 100 products I order from China doesn't arrive, and then I send them a message and they send it again. It's no problem at all, because they hate negative feedback on eBay, for example, if you buy it from eBay. So it's almost never a problem. Let's see, more messages. Yeah, and I still, Frank, I have to show you, I still have to craft those dual floppy drives, you know? All the parts in here, so the cables and the floppy drives are here in the corner. I won't turn the camera at the moment, but I will do another delivery, I think. And talking about that, would you guys want to see another delivery? And this time not a fail. Delivery video, of course, with such a nice tune in the background, and you know, if so, I will do another delivery to a very unexpected customer, I'd say. I put on the game tunes again. Well, about the video cards, there was a video from, was it Jace? No, it was the other guy. I've got his name. But someone ordered a couple of very cheap video cards for a couple of tens of dollars, and they were fake. So, but these weren't. These were actually legit cards, yeah. I watch a lot of videos from the guys who live in China, like George, for example. Not that he makes videos, but which channel is that? Let me see. Guy from China. I forgot his name. Oh, this Stranger Things? No, what is it? No, Strange Stuff. Strange Parts, something like that. Yeah, Strange Part. Look, this is the channel from Strange Part, and here's a video about the marketplace in China, and it's really crazy now what you can buy there. Man, it's huge. You have to get a taxi to get from one corner of this marketplace in China to another. A taxi, you know, it's huge, man, and you can buy everything that comes from China. You can order there in larger quantities. So you cannot buy anything from the store you can see now in the picture here. But you can, for example, say I want exactly that scissor, and you can get 10,000 of them, for example. I'm checking if I can see more of those shops, but I don't know what this is. I think these were Chinese wedding stuff. They were looking for that. You're there on a taxi. It's a kind of taxi there. It's normally a scooter taxi. But anyway, I really like what they're doing there, and I learn a lot from that. And what I see from those videos is that there are many hardworking people there in China, and I don't think many of those guys who sell the stuff are scammers. I think many of them are legit. But often things get lost in shipments. That's one of the problems, and I think more of the shipments are lost inside of the Western countries more than the countries like China itself. I think because of people who are complaining and not happy with what they get. Strange part, yeah. So I watch lots of videos, and that's what you get if you work here in the attic, and if you need something that will keep you busy when doing production work. Anyway, yeah, same here. Tons of good components from AliExpress or eBay, from China or something. But throughout the last months, I get more problems with ordering specific parts. Like I have to be careful. Like with these, I have to really be careful, because if these fall, I have a problem. I have hundreds of CPLD chips here, really a lot, and the quality is getting worse when I buy them from China. So I stopped buying them from China. Now I only get them from reliable sources, but of course they're about twice the cost. I'm careful with some parts, and for example, for the Harlequin kits, I used to order a lot of parts from China, like these deal chips, for example. But I get more of these from Farnell or another company, because the prices aren't that far off, and if you buy it from Farnell, it arrives within 2 working days. It's so quick, so fast. All right, I think I'm about through the complete list of topics to discuss this week. What do you think of the show? Is this what you expect? Is this what you want? Is this covers this what you expect to hear on this video? And it really shows. I think it's great. I think it's for me it's a nice moment for me to discuss what happened in the week. In the past, I read and I hear so many things, and in the past I just kept it in my mind, and do nothing with it. But I think it's really oh God, Peter, I'm going to ban you, man. In the past, I didn't do anything with it, and I really like sharing these topics with all of you. And I hope it also will get more attention from my website and webshop and sort of things, because I really need to make a living of it in the future. And I don't expect to have a channel like Linus Sebastian with 6-7 million subscribers or something. But I really hope I will get to the 1,000 subscribers soon, because I want to create a YouTube channel with a good videos. You can post pretzels, but no chocolate pretzels. Oh yeah, curly pretzels. Yeah, of course. Okay, I have them here. I will open the box now. And you know what you can expect if you visit me. No chocolate pretzels, but I have beer. But I won't treat you beer if you have to drive, of course. Okay, our first, how it's called? Curly pretzel. You know, my kids only got these introduced last week. So, yeah, 300 seconds, Frank. So, Frank, I gave you a timeout because you were talking about chocolate pretzels again. And now I'm really wondering how mad he will be. I wonder how long is 300 seconds? Oh man. Well, you know, I have to try it at someone, but maybe Frank was not the best person to do it because he lives very nearby. And he paid me for one of his orders, so I have to finish stuff for him. It's 5 minutes, man. Can I undo this? I don't know. Okay, you're still able to reach me. Well, you will hear in about 3 minutes, okay? I suddenly heard a lot of Facebook message noises, so. Okay, 300 seconds. They didn't tell me about 300 seconds. It said timeout. It doesn't say how long. I can't do anything about it. It's not my fault, you know. Give the user a timeout. It doesn't say how long. I can just remove a message. I can report someone. Oh, can I add someone as a moderator? That would be great for the future, maybe. If someone wants to, but we'll see. And I can just hide someone completely if I want to. That's really banning, I think. Nice. Yeah, GDRP, yeah. Well, if that happens, like though, most probably most probably, well, I'll warn them, Peter. Come on. Most probably, I will eat some of those chocolate pretzels. That's what I'm scared of, you know. But I'm not sure if I have to be scared if Frank suddenly would offer them, because maybe they're poisoned or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's 8 o'clock. It's time for. Now, what do you think? What do you think? Oh, the camera is moving. You know, you can see the introduction is still running. You know, it's continuously running, and it's really stable. Works very good. Yeah, Peter. Yes, I want to. I need to. Oh man, I felt so bad I wasn't there because you know, in October I was with you in Cambridge, and I think at least all the people who went to Cambridge, who I spoke, went to Revival, and I didn't know about Revival, man. Yeah, I heard some people talking about some event, but a week before it actually was, and well, even if I knew earlier, I think I didn't. Have the time and energy to actually book a flight ticket and more, and send stuff to there, because I would do that by DPD or something. Because again, at the moment I'm very stressed. I really need to get my head around everything that is happening at the moment, until I get grip again. At least that's how I feel. My gadget, yeah, in 2019 I will be there. I must be. I just have to be there. You know, I sometimes told people I should have been born in the UK. not that I would really want to live there at this moment. You know, with the Brexit, and I think it's good here in Holland, good enough. But there are more things in the UK that excite me than here in Holland. Maybe, I don't know. And you have car boot sales, you know. We don't have them here. But I get my hands on cool stuff still. Last week I bought a 48K 2 days ago, I think, from someone from Marktplaats, and I paid a good price for it. And then she messaged me that she found more Sinclair stuff, and he and her husband thought that it was worth more, the whole lot. But as we agreed the price, she wanted to send me all the stuff for that price, and I didn't think it was fair, because I always want to pay a good price, a decent price. I don't want to who do you call it? Fool people with price or something. I don't know. So I suggested to pay another amount, and they were very happy with that. So it should arrive in a day or two. And it's a Spectrum 48K, a plus keyboard, interface 1, 2 micro drives, and some more stuff. And there's even more stuff coming from other corners of Holland at this moment, but I'm discussing some things with some people. Anyway, I still have to find more space, because I'm really out of place, out of space. I decided with my kids, I decided last week, I want to use some space in their rooms for a time, because I have lots of things in stock that I cannot process all at the same time. So I'm using the space at the moment, and I think I have to find a bigger space, for example, a garage or something I can rent. Yeah, that would be an idea, dikke cellar, yeah. Well, someone did, you know. There was someone in, I think in the north of Holland, who was digging next to his house, and his house collapsed. A whole wall came off, and a part of the roof. So let's not do that, you know. Nice, thank Frank. I'm reading. All right. So we're live for about 2 hours now. Yeah, it's 2 hours and 3 minutes. Oh, wow! What happens to the stream? There was a hiccup. Maybe my kids are playing games or something. Not sure. Huh? It seems the change in video bitrate hasn't changed. That's odd. Maybe it's because the stream is running. It's still sending out 50 kilobytes a second. It should have gone lower. Strange. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, next week it will be a lower stream. So yeah, that's strange because but I'm still seeing that OBS is sending that 56 kilobytes a second. Why? I changed it. Strange. Anyway. Next week it will be better, I think. Just hope the quality will stay the same and not get lower. At the moment I'm seeing hiccups myself here. I don't know what it is. Not sure. But it's no problem because, as I said again, I will launch this epic launcher. And now you think, whoa, it must be epic. And it really is epic. Because it's the epic launcher. And I'm feeling like playing a game of Fortnite, and I'm really getting good at it because I'm at tier 47 at the moment, which gives me how's she called, Candy or something? No, I'm not sure. This outfit, the girl you don't dare to meet in an alley or something late at night because I think she's very scary. But I really like the game, play this game from time to time at the moment. Let's see if I'm not missing out anything. My wife on Facebook, yeah, she is on Facebook, but she's definitely not far and fast in posting in Facebook. So. Anyway, why is this taking so long? Oh, it's of course because my machine is very busy with lots of things at the moment. What's nice is you cannot see it there. Is that I can see the frame rate of my output of Fortnite. It's not shown on the stream, it seems. Oh, it's completely black now. Oh, no, there it is. This is she. This is her. Let's see what her name is. Locker. Her name is Zoe, of course. Zoe, that's her name. Yeah, Zoe. So I have Zoe at the moment. Tier 47 and still progressing. Yeah, it's jumping and shooting, Peter. That's it. It's not more than that. It's quite fun, yeah. Exactly what Lecto says. It's I don't have quite a low-end machine. I think it's not the newest one, but it's running at about 200 frames per second. That's because I put all the settings, video settings, low, and I'm running it on a GTX 1050, so 1050, and which is good, way enough to play this game about flawlessly. The only thing is I don't have a VSync screen, and I have a simple mouse, and so it's not the best thing to play games with. But still, if there are enough noobs in the level, I can win from them. Yeah, we can. Like Jetpack, you know, there's a new Jetpack coming for the what's his name for the ZX Spectrum Next. Oh man, there's so many great titles coming. But the strange thing is, I think if they sell 200 games each, they may be happy because there are not many users at the moment, of course, for the ZX Spectrum Next. But anyway, I hope they will sell a lot, and the Next will sell a lot more in the future, and the game developers can sell a lot more of those games. I have no idea how they're going to distribute them and what the price is. I'm very curious. Yes, Jim is working on that. Yeah, for example, yeah. And I really hope. Oh man, you get me thinking about Revival again. I really hate I wasn't there because the first time I met Jim was in October in Cambridge in the Spectrum 35 event. And I didn't know him before that, so he came across my tables where I was selling the stuff, and I recognized his face, but I didn't know who he was and how well known he is. And the same with Rick. Man, it's so stupid, you know, that I didn't know them that well because I didn't come to UK events like that much before that. But I really hope getting involved with those guys more in the future. We'll see. And even with guys like Henrique, I know I've had some troubles with him, but I think we're okay now, and I really hope the community will just grow closer, and the problems will vanish, and the scammers will just let this community go, you know. Anyway, lot going on. Nice. Yeah, that's what's happened. What happens, like though? I think he's used to that. You know, I think he knows that not everyone knows who he is, and that's great. He isn't. It doesn't make a problem of that because, of course. Yeah, man, I really hated Bug Rick. I still feel very bad about it. I was wondering. Maybe we should not discuss it here, but I was wondering if what kind of attention was paid to Rick on Revival, because I think it was the first big event after Spectrum 35 where he did his presentations of the next development in the case. And man, I really tried a lot getting contact with the guys from the Center of Computing History in Cambridge about the video, 4K video that was made of Rick's presentations. But I have shared with you guys on Facebook that the main issue was that they forgot to switch on the microphone of Rick, so they didn't. They almost did not record the audio. And someone told me that they have recorded audio, but very, very poor quality. Maybe from someone else's microphone, I'm not sure. But I would love to continue speaking with one of those guys, but they're just not responding to my questions anymore because I think I'm asking too many questions. But if there is audio of the complete presentation, and we could, for example, get the audio file to one professional, how do you call it, audio restore service. I know, for example, Jean-Michel Jarre used one of those professional companies to have magnetic tapes restored in the original quality, and if you hear the difference from the tape and then the final digital result after the, how do you call it, remastering of the tapes, man, if you hear the result, I can show you. I can make you. I can show you. I mean, I can having you hear it because Jean-Michel Jarre really put some of those remasterings on for downloads, for paid downloads, and on CD. What was it called? It was one of the. Oh man, was it a Rarity album? What was it? Rarities 2011, I think. Yeah, I think it is. And these are the remastered versions of those old tapes. Let's try one. I think these are the one of these. I think these are those. Yeah, I'm not sure. But if you hear this, you can't tell it was from tape, you know. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it correctly, but what I mean is, I know these are strange sounds, but they're from '74 or something, you know. And they come off tapes from Jean-Michel Jarre's collection. He had this in his basement, and he just wanted them to have restored. And I think there's even a video. Video where he shows how it's done. Can I find that easily? Man, he shows everything what's happening. There's a video on YouTube somewhere, I think. Man, cannot find it. No, I can't find it. But it's a documentation somewhere from him where he's in the studio with the professional company restoring the original tapes in professional quality. And at the end you cannot hear that there was anything bad with the recording. So I wonder if the digital recordings of the show in Cambridge could be remastered, restored to acceptable quality. I'm not sure. But I cannot get my hands on the recordings itself. So I spoke to Thomas Heberle about it. He also got in contact with them, but he didn't succeed as well. So you know, who am I to make people hand over recordings to me, or and I'm not involved with those recordings, you know. I brought my camera. I told people on Facebook I brought my own camera, HD quality camera, with me. But as they were recording, I thought there was no reason for me to record, and even because they were recording in HD, 4K, I mean. So anyway, people are leaving, and I can imagine why, because I was starting with Fortnite. Now for this week, I will try to get more cool topics for next week. Speak to you guys later. Thank you for watching these 2 hours, and if you haven't, subscribe please, and if you have and you know people who haven't, then ask them to subscribe, and I hope we will get to the 900 subscribers very soon for the Pro 1 giveaway. Like this video please if you want to, dislike it if you don't like my face, or pretzels or something, or don't like me because I don't like chocolate pretzels. Well, I like them, but I don't like them because there are way too much calories in them. And now I'm going to get a beer with lots of calories, you know. So, have a good evening guys, and a good weekend. See you later.